In this third video in our three-part series, we'll see how to export the movie that we've created to various formats for devices and web video services using Adobe Media Encoder. Within After Effects, you can render and export a movie by going to Composition, Add to Render Queue, and this will create movies that are appropriate for the next step in a post-production pipeline, such as creating image sequences. But if you want to create movies for final delivery, such as for an Apple iPad or for the Vimeo web video service, you should go through Adobe Media Encoder. So that's what we'll do. So with our composition active, we'll choose Composition, Add to Adobe Media Encoder Queue. And as soon as we've done that, Adobe Media Encoder will start. The composition will be added to the Adobe Media Encoder queue, and the default encoding preset will be applied. You can see here that the encoding preset that's been applied is already for the Apple iPad because that's the last encoding preset that I used. If we wanted to change any settings here, we could click this hot text for the encoding preset, and Adobe Media Encoder will connect to the dynamic link server to get information about the composition, and we can see the various export settings. Let's get this dialog box so that it shows completely on the screen here. But because we're using an encoding preset that's been set up specifically for the Apple iPad, we don't actually need to change any of these settings. So I'll just go ahead and click Cancel. Now if I also want to export this same movie to Vimeo, I can go here and in the search field just type Vimeo, and you can see that several encoding presets for various formats for Vimeo are shown. I'll choose the Vimeo HD preset that matches my movie, which is a 1080p movie at 23.976 frames per second, and I will drag that under the existing encoding preset. So now, this movie will be encoded to two output formats at once. When I click the Start Encoding Queue button, Adobe Media Encoder communicates with After Effects over the dynamic link server, gets information about the composition, and begins rendering. And here we can see previews of both output formats with information about each. We can see that they're both being processed at the same time. And as soon as this is done, we'll hear a chime that tells us that the encoding is complete. And these two links here under Output File will be active such that we can click on one of them and go to the folder that includes the output files, which we could then preview in a video player. And there's the chime that tells me that encoding is complete. So now I can click on one of these links and go straight to the output files. So that's all there is to it. It's very easy to encode movies for various output formats for devices and web video services, as well as many other types of formats using Adobe Media Encoder. If you need to output something for the next step in a production pipeline, such as to an image sequence, then use the render queue within Adobe After Effects. And that's it for this three-part video series on the basics of using After Effects. If you want more information, you can go to the Help menu within either Adobe Media Encoder or After Effects and search for additional information within Adobe Media Encoder or After Effects Help.
Thank you for watching this video. Don't forget to like the video.